Let's talk about email and how does email work. When you're emailing somebody who is in a different part of the world, has a different domain name, how does that email find its way there? How do the computers know to send it? What type of protocols do they use to send that? What type of software do you need to set up an email system? This video is all about that. And one of the big backbones to email, probably the most responsible protocol for email's functionality, is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, or SMTP. And its job is to receive email and forward email as it's needed to. So a lot of times you'll have an inbound and you'll have an outbound SMTP server. But one server could do both. Your one SMTP server is going to be able to receive email in, and it can see if it belongs on that, if it's configured to receive for that domain. That's usually what SMTP will look at, is just the domain. And it will say, hey, does this belong to me? If it does, then it will put it in its dump folder. If it does not, then it will forward it to wherever it's supposed to go. It will look up those IMEX records and try and figure out where does it belong and try and email it to wherever it goes. Call that SMTP server and send it there. So when it gets dumped, you're also going to want to take a look here at the email sorting program, which is not really a protocol. That's going to be a program that's going to be run on the machine where you're going to be running the SMTP server for receiving your email, and that's going to look at the individual usernames, the before the @ of the email address. The domain is everything after the @. Now it's checking for what's before the @ as well as what's after the @ and trying to file it into the correct folder. So that way the following options down my list here will be able to handle it appropriately. Now for receiving email, if you're going to be using a program, some type of like a Thunderbird or Microsoft Office, Outlook Express, any of that type of stuff, any of those email programs out there, if you're trying to use a program that downloads it, the key ones to be able to get in and download it are going to be Post Office Protocol version 3 and Internet Mail Access Protocol. Post Office Protocol version 3 is POP3. Internet Mail Access Protocol is IMAP. And Post Office Protocol version 3, or POP3, is designed as a download program. It's a very simple to use, very simple to set up program. Its job is to simply call the server and download it and then delete it from the server. So it's one of the easiest ones to get. It's one of the easiest programs to get, one of the easiest ones to set up. Takes the least overhead, keeps the mailboxes as empty as possible. Internet Mail Access Protocol is great though if you're going to be accessing that email from multiple different computers, because it's a synchronization protocol. It doesn't just download it and store it to one computer. It's going to try to keep it synchronized between multiple mailboxes. So you will download it, but it will stay there on the server until it's been deleted from whatever computers have downloaded it. Now, webmail is the ultimate way of keeping it synced, but then it stays on the server. And that's basically a web-based email program, so that way you're reading it directly there from the server and being able to delete it directly from the server, which is, well, it has its own advantages and disadvantages. It depends on what you're after. If you access it everywhere, webmail is one of the good ways to go. If you access it from a single computer and have it all come on in there, I'd say POP3 is the best. If you really need to keep your copies available offline and access it from multiple computers, then IMAP is the way to go. So these are different options to be able to access, to send, receive, and access your email. So you just got to find those programs that speak those protocols, those servers, and those individual mail programs. Make sure that whenever you're setting up your server, the mail programs will be available to run that, or vice versa. If you've got working with your existing mail programs that you love already, make sure when you set up your server, you're setting up something that supports these. So these are just going to download those files from those folders that email sorting program's going to drop them into, and it will allow them to just be downloaded to those clients, or accessed directly via synchronized or accessed directly. Thank you for watching.